So I was actually going to wait till Sunday to talk about this, but I actually just got back from a run. That's why I'm sweating like crazy and all red in the face. Um, but on that run, I was just spending some time praying and was just really encouraged by the Lord and by the Holy Spirit, and just felt like I needed to share this now with our core team because I think it's really important for us to continue to be encouraged. And I think this weekend would be even good just to kind of be thinking about these things as we're getting ready for our next preview service. Now, most of you know, we've been praying for a lot of things. We've been praying for people. We've been praying for buildings at times. We've been praying for a trailer or a truck. And there's a lot of details that have fallen into place that the Lord has brought together. The Lord has brought all of you together to be partnering with us with this church plant, and that's just been a miracle of God. And but there's also a lot of other things we've been praying for that the Lord has brought about. And one of the things that I have prayed about, tweeted about, we've talked about is we need a truck to pull our trailer. And just this week, I got a Facebook message from a guy who we have a loose connection with, a very loose connection with. I never talked to him, never had a conversation with him before, and he reached out to me and he said, I would like to get together with you. And he's from Michigan, and so I thought, well, maybe sometime when we can drive around, when we're going to Ashley's parents or something. And he's like, no, I'd actually like to meet with you tomorrow, which was this Tuesday. And he said, I'm going to fly in. And so I actually met him at a little airport right over by the Milwaukee airport. And he came and sat down. He said, I've been following your church from afar. I know somebody who's kind of connected to it a little bit. And he's like, I'm part of another harvest, and I just want to bless you. What do you need? And I just told him, I was like, well, we either need a smaller trailer, a truck, or a combination of the two. He's like, well, I just sold one of my trailers, but I have a truck for you. And I was just kind of blown away. Like, this is something that, it's very superficial. It's a truck. It's not a big deal, but it's something that we've been praying for. It's something that's been very stressful to me, that I didn't actually think God was going to answer that prayer. And I just thought he was going to, make us have to figure it out. And but in the end, out of the blue, God brings somebody after all of our work of trying to figure things out and things like that. God just provides, and it just kind of, blew my mind. And this week we're going to be talking about the mission that God has set out for us as the church that we find in Matthew 28, which I'll talk about later on in a few weeks. But we're actually looking at the aspect of it from Acts 1. And it ties into this. And here's what Jesus is saying to his disciples in Acts 1. He'd been with them for 40 days and teaching them through the Holy Spirit. And you get to Acts 1, verse 4, and it says, and while we were staying with them, he ordered them not to depart from Jerusalem, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which he said, you heard from me. For John baptized with water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days from now. And that's kind of my first point in our sermon this Sunday, is that the mission is beyond our ability. And it really is. This mission that God has set us forth to be his witnesses and to make disciples, and the mission that he set out before us specifically to plant this church is beyond our abilities. We can try, we can do lots of things, we can plan, we can strategize, but in the end, we can't do it. And he told the disciples, go wait for the Holy Spirit. And, we don't. The Holy Spirit's already come. We have the Holy Spirit, but there are still times we have to wait for the Holy Spirit to work. And I know there's a lot of us in a lot of different situations. We're looking for jobs, trying to sell our house, ministering to family. We've had a lot of people that we've invited that we're trying to bring into the fold, and a lot of different things we've been praying for and asking for the Lord to show up. And he's going to. The Holy Spirit's going to show up. He's going to answer these prayers one way or another. And I know the truck is a stupid example, but it is. And it's just comforting to me where God was saying, I am behind this. And so even as you guys are praying, as we're praying this weekend, pray with confidence. That whether it might take a year, it might take 6 months, it might take 2 weeks, but the Holy Spirit's going to move. The Holy Spirit's going to answer. And I'm just looking forward to this Sunday to seeing what God is going to do. So I'm praying for you guys. Be encouraged. Fight through the discouragement and push into the Holy Spirit and just ask him to comfort your soul and then pray confidently for what God's going to do. Love you guys.